so. See what Mr. GSVC is up to. Wonder what that means. So, oh, the Najdorf, my old friend. So, I used to play the bishop e2, then I went to bishop c4, and these days, I kind of like this h3 stuff. He goes with the main line. Now if bishop e6, okay, wow. So he does play to stop g4. This is a very committal move in this line. I don't really like this h5 line myself for black, although you do see players like WStewart play it, so it's got to be okay, but the main thing is you can't take it back. Why I don't like it is because it gives up the g5 square. Okay, so the question is, do I want to play b3 and then f4 and go for him? Probably the best move is just a4. A little more flexible. b3 is just calling my name. You know, I'm just going to do it. You only live once, right? It's like that Dos Equis guy. h4, I'll play g4. h4 is probably a good move for him. Yeah, he should probably play h4 in castles. And then if I play bishop g5, he's got 98. That doesn't seem very good. I'm going to go with f4. So he should have played h4, because then I play g4, and if I play f4 then, he can take it, and he's got the e5 square. Whereas now, if he takes it, I'm going to recapture the pawn, and his pawn on h5 is going to look foolish. So, let's see. What's he going to do? What? This is probably the weirdest move I've ever seen. Doesn't this just lose a piece? This knight on c5. There's questions that must be answered. I think this wins piece. Call me crazy. Maybe he was supposed to play queen b6 first? Okay, so he resigned. So I'm going to keep going. So, yeah, I mean, that variation is weird. You know? I don't know. It's weird with the early h5. So, Mr. Casanova. Let's see. Let's see what Casanova here is gonna throw at me. So I'm gonna go with g6. Flexible stuff. I've been throwing out the King's Indian or the Grunfeld lately. So let's see what he wants to play. Maybe he'll go e4, the anti-Grunfeld line, and I'll probably play. Well, okay, it's irrelevant. What about knight f6? Well, d4, I guess I can't play a Grunfeld anyway. Okay, so whatever. We got a King's Indian. This is kind of what I was aiming at with g6. And he goes for the 4 pawns. Wow. I'm not a castle. I'm stunned. Nobody plays with 4 pawns anymore. It's too bad. I mean, I like the 4 pawns. So the usual way of counterplay is going to be to transpose to something like a Benoni with c5. And actually, I could have played that move before, but I think there's nothing wrong with castles. Now I can play bishop g4, but I'm going to go ahead with this c5 move, trying to undermine its center. So it's very important against the 4 pawns. You got to get counterplay really quick. And so now if e6, I think I'm okay if he plays e5. I think I just take it. Okay, well, whatever. He didn't do it. So now I can play pawn takes. So the bishop takes kind of makes more sense to me. Wow. Just a day of the unexpected. So I guess I can't. I guess that was a good move, yeah. Because I was going to play bishop g4 next after knight c6. So, but it does give me the e5 square. That's pretty important as well. So if he castles, I'll just play knight g4. And then let's say bishop g5 for him. Whatever. I'm going to go knight g4. He didn't even do it. This guy. This guy. Probably knight d4. If he plays bishop g5, things are going to get crazy. I know he wouldn't do it. What about this? Well, knight e5. He's going to play knight takes d4, and it's not going to be very pleasant. So I think I've really messed this up, like, badly. And I'm not very happy with the opening. I shouldn't have let him play f5. I gotta play. Well, what if I just keep the bishop here and play knight e5? Can I do that? I don't really want to do that. It's bishop d4. See, the normal tactics you're supposed to have is bishop d4 check, king h1, and like queen h4, but I don't. Or h5 or something. But again, that doesn't work. Man. Okay. Knight5. Gotta move, gotta move. He's got queen g3. No, he didn't do it. Well, he wants to play f6. And that's okay. You know, it's not going to be the end of the world. I'm going to go rook e8, so if he plays f6, bishop f8. I'd like to play... If queen h4, he's got rook f4. Man. Pawn takes f5 is completely psycho. Pawn takes f5, e takes f5, knight takes c4. What? That's crazy. I'm not going to do that. I'll just play bishop here. And, well, I think I'm okay, actually, you know. You don't want to panic against the 4 pawns. You know, it starts looking all scary. And it's, what do I do? What do I do? He's got all the pawns. But it's not that bad. Not that bad. Okay. Let's say f6. Knight takes d3. Yeah. And I'm going to win a pawn. So f6, knight takes d3. If bishop takes e5, probably just take with the bishop. And then I got some... Okay, well this is not a good move. Let's bishop takes now. And if pawn takes, he did it. Oh, he did it. Queen h4 is dicey. Queen d7 is reasonable. Knight takes d3. Wins a pawn. I'm in. I get so happy when I win pawns. So we trade some pieces. Queen h4. That looks spicy, but I'll save that one. I don't feel like it. Okay, so I managed to trade some pieces and come out to the endgame. You know, up a pawn. I gotta be pretty happy with that. It's not that clean. It's not a clean pawn. Queen here. Just put some pressure on his other pawn. He's got bishop g5. Maybe I'll have to play f6, even though I don't want to. But no, well, wait a second. Well, okay, he just takes. Whatever. It's a moot point. So take here to keep the e6 square covered. And what am I going to do with this extra pawn? Well, it's a good question. I'd really like to get developed. Get my rook developed. That'd be awesome. And he is leaning on me. So what do I have to do? Rook d8? Ugh, yuck. He's got bishop g5, rook e8. If rook takes e8, queen takes e8, queen takes d6, queen e1 check, king h2, bishop e5. I win his queen. So this extra pawn of mine, what am I going to do with you? So I kind of want to play b5. It's kind of like he wants me to play b5 too. Okay. Let's go bishop f6. He's trying to play queen e7 and infiltrate, so I'd like to stop that. And now I can actually play b5. That would be something, wouldn't it? b5 would give me a lot of play. If he plays rook b1, I'll probably play b6. Ugh, yuck. b6 is nasty, but I probably got to do it. Well, it's like he wants me to get back in the game. Should I play queen a4 or b5? That's the question. Probably just b5, yeah. Queen a4, he had bishop g5, maybe. But then I had bishop e5. Queen a4 would have been good. But I'm up a pawn, right? It's no need to be greedy. There's enough pawns to go around. If he plays bishop g5, well, okay, I'll just take it. Bishop g5, Bishop e5 check, bishop f4, rook e8. Okay, so he prefers to lean on me. He's going to lean on me. And probably just queen to c4. Yeah, that's a good move. Bishop takes d6, queen takes d5, and I'll win the a2 pawn. Something like that. So he defends. So he defends, and so I force the endgame. Go ahead and pre-move this guy. And I'm pretty good in the endgame, you know, so I trust my skills. Let's go ahead and activate the king. So that if f5, he had king h4 to king g5. Now he doesn't have that. Now I get the king in the center. And with the extra pawn here, you know, he does have the pass d pawn, but it shouldn't really matter. When my king's so close, this should be winning for black. What? You're nuts, dude. What if I just blockade his pawn with my king? What about that? Now his king is way out of play. Should I play rook g8? No, I can block him off in the f file. Okay, now this is great. This is good technique here. So now we just rook f4. Why not? Just why not? His king is completely cut off. c4 now. Let's make it look easy. Take some pawns. Push some pawns. Oh, he throws a check. That's a nice touch. But it's not going to help. King here. c2, a6, king d2, a7, rook a4. Man, did I mess this up? I don't think I messed it up. Honestly, I really don't think I did mess it up. Because I got 2 pawns, right? He can't stop both. Check. Oh no, dude. Wait. Let's take this. King here. Rook here. I'm gonna win this game. e2. Yeah, okay. e2. This is over. I'll take that. Throw some checks. That's gonna work for me. Alright, so this is a pretty cool game. You don't usually have 60 move blitz games where you convert an extra pawn. So what happened? He played the 4 pawns attack, which is always pretty exciting. Whoops. E6. Yeah, E6 is cool. I mean, maybe you just play the immediate bishop G4, but I want to play E6 to recapture the bishop. Although recapturing the pawn is actually really cool too. So maybe the immediate bishop G4 is a little sharper, and then to play E6 is a little better. Bishop D3. Now I gotta play bishop G4 here because he played F5, and although this gives up the dark squares in the center, it really he's really playing his hand right away. Now my position is cramped because I want to trade off my light squared bishop, and now it's going to be a little more difficult. So knight G4 is a must. Probably better for him than castling immediately. I mean, he can almost play H3. You know, because even I don't really want to play if H3, G takes F5, E takes F5, rook E8. He's just like king F2 or something, and you really don't want to play G takes F5 for black in these positions unless you absolutely have to, because you are permanently sacrificing the pawn cover of your king. So he castles, knight G4. I gotta just trade some pieces. Knight D5, knight D4 again. You gotta trade some pieces, but I'm a move behind like the main lines. Like it feels like, because I usually you can play like queen H4, and then if he plays H3, you have H5 or something. I don't know. I mean, it felt like I was a move behind. So here, managed to trade his knight off and get a good square for my knight. If he plays F6, I'll just play bishop F8. It's not the end of the world. His attack is really closed up then. So let's see, bishop F4, bishop C6. So now at this point I'm pretty happy, because I'm going to be able to trade off probably 2 sets of minor pieces now, and that his F5, his advantage in space, it's not going to be felt that much. And so now bishop takes, this made sense, and I realized the way just to, I mean, what else am I going to do here? I mean, I can't, if you push for too much as black, I don't even see a way to push for too much, but, you're probably going to lose. So just trade the pieces, snatch the extra pawn, trade some more, snatch a pawn, and well, white should be able to draw this endgame. I mean, I don't see I don't see like any forced wins for white here, and I got an extra pawn, so I was pretty happy. But white should be able to, you know, it's just an extra pawn, and with this pawn structure, the open B file for white, you know, it's not really awesome for black. But at the same time, you know, I feel like black has very little risk here of losing, and you know, I've got all the chances to win, so I was pretty happy. And so the technique was, I felt like it was pretty cool. I don't think I made too many mistakes. Rook D8, go ahead and defend. Now he goes back to Queen E3, so he's having some problems finding a plan. Bishop F6 was good. I think, you know, he's starting to come in at E7, and that's going to give him a lot of counterplay. And so that's why Bishop F6. And so now King H2 and B5. Queen A4. Queen A4 was a good move, but now that I'm looking at this again, he had Queen to B3. And, you know, I do get a trade, but it also unifies his pawns. It's really going to be tough to win that game. And so B5 was good, I think. I think this was the best move. Queen C4. Now I'm starting to creep on him, cutting off his pawns, splitting them up. And so in this position, you know, I got an extra protected pass pawn. So, well, okay, in the, you know, Queen takes F4. I just don't see what else am I going to play. I mean, that's the main point. Queen A6. Okay, well, I could have played Queen A6, and I could have also played something like Queen E2 or something, or Queen C2. But he had Rook D2, and I don't really see what it does. So I think this was a really good decision, I think, because now we just liquidate, and I have an extra pawn. If F5 here, again, I think I mentioned the game, if F5, he had King H4, and then King to G5, and with the dominant position of the king, it's really tough to get moving. So it's all about king position. Now I managed to play F5, King F6, and here I'm pretty happy. I want to blockade his pawn with my king. If I play moves like E4, then he gets King F4, and again, it's all about the king position. His king is dominant, my pawns get fixed. That I don't want to do. It's giving him holes for his king. So I figured if I can blockade his pawn with my king, it's going to be pretty, you know, that's what's up. I mean, I want to snatch the D pawn. If he plays like Rook B1, there's no rush. I could play Rook D7. Just to solidify the position. As it was, this move, now I'm able to force just takes, and now his king is way gone. King D6, and now Rook F8. Very, very important concept. His king is cut off now. He's essentially playing down a piece because his king can't get in the game. So Rook F4, just, you know, there's really no rush to play moves like C4 or E4 here. Is better to just push forward. Maybe, actually, you know, better than Rook F4 maybe was Rook F3 was a little better. But now, after C4, again here, maybe I should just play A5. You know, maybe I rushed it. Actually, you know, I should definitely play A5 because there's no way for white to make progress. If I just play A5 and A4, then Rook D4, that's going to be so easy. Right, and maybe not even Rook D4, but I mean, that's the basic idea is A5 and A4 so I can defend the A pawn. Instead with C4 is kind of rushing things. You know what? That really was rushing things. I mean, the D5 pawn was mine for the taking. Why give him another pawn? And now, I should have just played King C4. I was trying to be cute, but King C4 was better. Now, well, okay, I think black should still be winning this game. I don't really see any forced draws, and now, you know, it's all over. So, pretty cool games. Nice to see some decent technique and, you know, snatch the pawn and convert it.